This morning we're out here with the MarcLaMar CETME L rifle. What I'm going to start off doing is I'm just going to do a function test. Now this gun had some people say it was not that good. It was Demolition Ranch. He wasn't really testing the rifle, he was using it to shoot at some bulletproof glass, and he had a lot of jams and stuff with it. Now the gun is known historically to have issues. I do have some actual CETME L mags. You know, 30 rounders and these short little 12 round mags. And they say they're not designed well, they don't work well. So we're going to find out. What I'm going to do is just function test this, get some ammo down. I'm using 55 grain PPU ammo. It doesn't appear to have a NATO stamp on there. And the rifle tells you to have a break-in period and use full power ammo. I really kind of don't know what they mean by that other than NATO standard. And this does have a 1-7 twist barrel, so it's more or less designed for 62 grain or better. You'll get better accuracy. You can still shoot 55 grain, but the accuracy won't be as good as if you used a heavier bullet. So let's go. Alright, now we'll use that hold back. So far so good. There's no issues. And as you can see, the follower is different on these magazines. A little bit different than M16 AR style. Alright, and then no slap. All you'd have to do is kind of bring it back, let it go forward. Ooh. That one didn't eject. Cartridges are going off, but they're not ejecting. Yep. Alright, I'm going to try some different ammo and some different mags. What I decided to do is try a different magazine. This is still a CETME L mag. One of them doesn't quite fit well in the gun and it looks used, and that's the one there. Now we had that little short one worked. Let's try the other 30. See if this works. getting the same thing. Not ejected. Got another little 12 rounder. Let's see if it's something to do with the larger mags. Now, the other one's fired 5 rounds just fine. Nope. Alright. Probably an ammo issue. So I'll clear the guns and we'll try some green tip ammo. Alright. I have some of this Winchester 62 grain ammo. Now this was the stuff they made in the last run for Biden said you can't sell surplus US made ammo to civilians. So this is military grade stuff. This is what armed forces use. Now the weird thing is I got 5 rounds out of there. And I'm looking at the brass. You can see the lines where the grooves aren't clogged, but I don't know if it got fouled. I mean, it ran 5 and then it starts hanging up. It won't eject them. I don't know if there's fouling in there or what. So let's do our 62 grain green tip and see if I can get it to cycle. And again, this is an actual CETME L mag. Nope. That one came out. There we go. Alright, don't know if I wasn't holding it tight against my shoulder. Could have caused that malfunction. The minute I bear down like I'm hanging onto it, start cycling. That could be. They ain't really throwing these cases far. So let's answer that question. I'm going to put 4 more than 55 grainers in there and see if it was not holding the gun firmly. So, you know, in other words, I was holding it away from my shoulder and it would move and it wouldn't eject. Let's see if that's the answer to the problem. Partially came out. Yeah, double feed. maybe part of the problem is the strength of the ammo also. It kind of ran fine until it got fouled, and once it probably got fouled up a little, I did clean this. Now I did hose it down with carburetor cleaner, bore cleaner, and that. So they did say you need a break-in period for it goes with, I guess, lower powered ammo. Alright, so we'll go take a look at that target, see what I'm hitting. We'll get this on the bench. We got plenty of the 62 grain ammo, and we'll try to sight her in and get some idea of the accuracy off the bench. Well, at 50 yards, you know, we're shaking in that. You can see I got some hits. Actually, one pretty lethal one, shooting a little to the left, all over the place, but that is offhand. It is cold. I'm freezing, my hands hurt, but not too terrible. So right out of the box, we're doing good. This is about the only backstop I got. I'm going to tear this down and we'll bench it and we'll go for accuracy on a grid target. We can measure it. Alright, so this time around I'm going to use the US magazine. This is Adventure Line Manufacturers. This is from back in the 80s. This is, I think, a government contract mag. We got the Winchester green tipped ammo. Now the sights on this rifle, they tell you from the factory that they zeroed it. In other words, they measured and lined up the sights as best they could. Now this is different than the CETME C. You only have two apertures, 2 and 4. That's it. You know, 2's here, and you fold it down 4. That's it. There's only 2 apertures, not 4 like on the other. And you can adjust this by using the tip of the bullet, much like the old M16 rifle. And I do have, they say the tool will fit that I have for the AR-15 M16, the 4 prongs to move the front sight. So what I'm going to do is fire 2 rounds as accurately as I possibly can, then go down and check if I need to make an adjustment, and I'm going to do that back and forth until I kind of get it zeroed, and then we'll shoot, you know, maybe 10-20 rounds to see how accurate it is. I'm going to do this, check it, tape up the targets, and all that other fun stuff. I'm not going to bore you with watching me do this over and over again. So, I'm going to cut out for now, and I'll get back and show you guys the results of the sight. Alright, so at 50 yards now. Right out of the box in the factory, I put that front sight, the tip right down here like a lollipop. And I guess the front sight's regulated where it is, that's where it hits. So I was shooting way left the first ones. Right there. Tried to make an adjustment, tried to make another adjustment, not really doing much. Thought I was going the wrong way. So I put it the opposite direction, then I got these two. So then I went and spun the thing all the way back to where I was in this and put the tip of that front sight dead in the center of the diamond and got those two. So I'm going to give it one more clockwise twist, and then I'm going to tape this up and lay 10 in there, see if I can hit that diamond. That's still shooting a tad to the left. I like it to where it's 1 inch over. Alright. Alright guys, I think I got it sighted in. I just about had to move that sight all the way to the right there to get it on target. So, but I think I have it. And the front sight, wherever the tip of the post is, right at the top, that's where the bullet's going to strike. Okay? So a 6 o'clock hole's no good with this. So now that I know where that shoots, I can screw it. Now hopefully I got the windage, because I really don't think I got much more room. Alright? You're lucky you got a pick rail, because if it's really something that you can't adjust or you can't get used to, you could always mount some sort of optic on this gun. And another thing about this gun, an H&K 94 or 93, it was in 223, it would tear the hell out of the brass. This isn't throwing it that far, and it ain't bashing the piss out of it either, so that's a good thing, I guess. So now what I'm going to do, I think I got 10 or 12 rounds in that little short mag. I'm going to sit here and see if I can pull that diamond down there. We'll go down and take a look at it. Still shooting a little, a little to the left. Okay. I don't know if I would have to move that another bump or just change my sight picture. But we're going to call that sighted in. Now that tip of that front sight was dead on the center. So we're shooting 1 to 2 inches high, which, you know, for 200 yards. That should be correct, because you only got the 2 apertures on that sight, 2 and 4. So I'd say, you know, try to go down a hair, go to the center, drop it down, and we could get it in the middle. But still shooting to the right. I don't know. I mean, I just about adjusted that all the way over. Maybe I'll try another few rounds. Give it another click and drop that front down a little. Since we're out here and it's a nice day, I don't know when I'm going to get another one. I'm going to put 5 more down there and see if I can figure out where I'm shooting at. Hey, you know what? I got 5 now. Don't worry about putting it in the box. Okay, let's go down and see what we did. And we're going to wrap this up for a day with this gun. Alright, now I'm going to say it's sighted in. I got him closer to the center line with that last click. Of course, that rear sight's almost to the right side of the, receiver. And putting that right there, I get it on target. So now, I'm going to call this gun sighted in. We got it sighted in. Now it's just a matter of practicing, getting used to the sights, and putting it where you want, which can be accomplished with some concentration and a little work. And that I will have a separate video explaining this whole experience and the sight picture and what I've done. And an assessment of the gun, another video. But I'll make a separate one of sighting this gun in. Alright guys, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned.